All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another random J-Ride Flips live reseller question and answer. Give everyone a second to hop in. We're doing this today on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So I wanted to welcome everyone in on all platforms. Today, I just wanted to talk about if you should even go full-time on eBay or not. Hey, Sunny Las Vegas, welcome in on the TikTok side. A few people are starting to pile in on YouTube. Appreciate everyone being here. Okay, sweet. Thanks. Yep, got the haircut today. Thanks for pointing it out. $30 at Great Clips. Well, it was $22, but you got a tip. You got a tip on haircuts. All right, so today I wanted to talk about if you should go full-time on eBay. Now, I'll just kind of talk about my personal experience with eBay and just with work and business in general. I have never done one thing full-time as just the only source of income and revenue that I have. So my whole life, I've done at least two things. And I am now trying to live my life by a saying that goes, if you chase two rabbits, they both get away. And I was listening to a podcast, this was years ago now, and that really struck me because a lot of times I try to do one too many things or even 4 or 5 or 6 too many things at once, and then everything kind of gets away from me, when if I just focused on 1 or 2 things, I would make more money. But my whole life, I've always had my main gig and then a side income. And I really think that that's kind of like the best recipe when it comes to making a full-time living for yourself. I preach about going full-time on eBay. I think it is very doable, and I think it creates an awesome lifestyle, but I do still always recommend having a second form of income. And so what I'm trying to do is, instead of having 2 completely sporadic different sources of income, what I'm doing is I have my eBay business, and then I also have content creation surrounding eBay. So I'm able to have 2 streams of income. And I have a few other streams of income via the stock market and real estate and things of that nature. But when it comes to you guys, should you go full-time on eBay? I don't know. I think it's really up to you and your guys' circumstances and what's going on. I strongly believe that you should have multiple streams of income for diversification, for security, and for just longevity and things like that. But I think you guys should definitely focus on one income and then have a more side income that can eventually become the focus. So when I started eBay, I had a pest control company. It was my company. It was called Flex Pest Control. It was just here in my local town. I eventually sold out to Terminix to put more time into eBay. But I never just had my pest control company and then just stopped and did eBay full time. So what I did is I had my pest control full time, and I was working every single day, Monday through Saturday. I was knocking doors. I had technicians, and then sometimes they wouldn't show up to work, so I had to go do the job myself, doing the marketing, doing the bookkeeping, doing everything, right? Then I started doing eBay on the side, and then all of a sudden I really started to make a pretty good amount of money through eBay. So my side hustle of eBay eventually became an actual stream of income. So instead of doing just every other day or a few days a week on eBay, it turned into every day. And then it turned from a couple of hours a day to a few hours a day. And then I slowly started to manage between pest control and eBay. And then I came to a point where it was, okay, if you chase 2 rabbits, they both get away. So I've got to just commit to this pest control company that I own, or I got to commit to this eBay business. And I chose to commit to the eBay business, and I still filtered my way out of that. My pest control company at its peak, I started it, I built it up, and then I sold it. So I was never even really in business for pest control for too long. But at its peak, I think I had like 300 customers. And then I would take care of them on a quarterly basis every 90 days. So I would have about 5 to 8 pest control jobs every day. and I had one technician who would take care of all of those, and then I would go out and I would get other accounts via Facebook ads or good old knocking doors. But then I ended up selling off that in chunks. I would sell 100 accounts a time. I sold 100 accounts to another small business here in town. Then I sold another 100 accounts to Terminex, and then I sold another 100 accounts to Terminex. And as my income from eBay rose, I sold off more pest control. And then as it kept rising, I sold more of my pest control. And as it kept rising, I sold more of my pest control. But I always had two streams of income. Then the day that I made my last deal for my pest control company is also the day that I fully committed to YouTube. And then I became monetized in YouTube 11 days later. So I had 11 days where I was just doing eBay without another side income. But then I was able to start doing content creation as my second form of income. Now, still to this day, I make significantly more money on eBay than I do content creation. But I recently just barely became, that was a mouthful. I just recently became monetized on Facebook and TikTok. Side note, on Facebook, it says that they are doing live in-stream ads. So anyone on Facebook, if you could put in the chat, if you guys are seeing ads anywhere on the screen, I would love to know what those look like and if you're actually seeing them. And coming kind of to the end of this little thought here. So if any of you guys have any questions about eBay, about business, about anything, if you want to get to know me a little bit better about anything, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube or anything. My sister-in-law is saying that I have a nice haircut. Thanks. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about eBay, business, reselling, thrifting, yard sales, anything sales, if you guys want to ask me anything about any of those topics, I'd love to answer them. But anyway, I strongly recommend for those of you that have a full-time job and are doing eBay on the side, I would not leave your job. I would keep your job and do eBay on the side until eBay has become your primary income. And then if you want to go full-time into eBay, I would still create another stream of income, whether it's keeping your job part-time or doing content creation or doing vending machines. I don't know, something to do full-time. Did you have two separate LLCs? I'm having a reselling business too and thinking of a second one. Yeah, so I have an S corporation with multiple LLCs under the umbrella of my S corporation. And I'm not a tax expert and I don't really want to speak on that too much, but if you just Google or go into YouTube, S corporation with multiple LLCs, then you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. But yeah, so going full-time on eBay is super obtainable and it's super awesome. And the work-life balance that comes from it is awesome. I consider myself full-time on eBay, even though I only work on eBay for about three or 4 hours a day. And then I do content creation for the rest of the day. And then just whatever I want to do, whether it's hiking or hanging out with my wife, or we've been watching Harry Potter, things like that. But I don't know. A lot of people really, really, really want to go full-time on eBay. And I understand it because it's freaking awesome being your own boss. But I really, really also preach diversification and always having a safety net without chasing a second rabbit. I don't know. I feel like my ideas are kind of jumbled and stuff, but I don't know. I think let me just go back to my foundation of going full-time. In order to go full-time on eBay, I definitely recommend that you guys are making 2 times your bills every month. So if your bills are $5,000 a month, you need to be making $10,000 profit a month to go full-time on eBay. A second caveat is you should have at least 6 months of bills, liquid cash in your bank account. So if your bills are $5,000 a month, you should have $30,000 in your bank account before going full-time or cutting down hours from your other job to put more hours into eBay. That's very difficult to do for the average American, and it takes time. So I think that full-time on eBay is awesome. It's what I currently do, but I would never just do full-time on eBay just because you never really know what's going to happen. The stock market has been on a downtrend for the last month or so. We'll see what happens. You never want to put all of your eggs in one basket. But yeah, I believe business owners are awesome. I believe entrepreneurship is awesome. I think you should commit to making money. But yeah, again, if you guys have any questions about eBay, about business, about any other topics, go ahead and put them in the chat and we will get to them. I wish there was a way, and maybe someone on TikTok can tell me if there is. I wish there was a way to just see comments, because it tells me every time someone joins, every time someone likes, and all that stuff. And I wish I could just see the comments to keep it a little more organized. But if you guys have any questions on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, put them in the chat and we will get to them. I'd love to hang out for an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours if you guys have enough questions. But if there isn't any questions, then we'll go ahead and end things just as soon as we run out of questions. So let's hop into these YouTube questions here. Everyone's just saying hello. Again, if you guys see any in-stream ads on Facebook, will you please let me know what you're seeing, if you're seeing anything? Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Everyone's saying hi. What does your daily workflow look like for eBay shipping, listing, sourcing, etc.? So I have a couple employees. So what I do is I wake up at 5:45 a.m. I haven't been doing that recently because my wife is sick. I'm feeling a bit sick, and our life has been pretty crazy and busy the last like 10 days or so. So I've actually been getting up around 7 recently, which I feel pretty terrible about. Got to get back to 5:45. But I normally wake up at 5:45. I get up and I immediately list 20 items. I draft 20 items into my draft bank. Then by 9 o'clock, I hit my thrift stores. I go to one major thrift store every single morning. It opens at 9 o'clock. I get my several items, and then I either drive an hour away to another major thrift store, or I drive to 3 smaller thrift stores in my town. I get back at about 11 o'clock on average, and I put my items in the processing side of the room. At about 10 o'clock, one or both of my employees get here and they immediately start shipping. So they start packaging up all of the items that have sold over the night or over the weekend, and then they start doing the shipping. Once they are done with shipping, they take the items that I just put there, they clean them, and they put them into the listing section, where I will do 20 more once my employees have left. And that's my eBay day. So I source for between 1 and 3 hours, and it takes me like 45 minutes to an hour and a half to do my 20 items in the morning, and then another 45 minutes to an hour and a half to do the extra 20 listings. And sometimes I don't do the second set of 20 listings because I also have employees who do clothing for me, and they usually do 10 to 15 items per day there as well. And I'm currently listing 20 a day every single day of the year through my draft bank. And I have a couple of ideas and experiments that I'm thinking about that I may be implementing to where I will be listing more sporadically. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But let me answer that again a little more concisely. I list 40 items in the morning that take me about 1 hour. 20 items take me about 1 hour in the morning. Then I go thrifting for 1 to 3 hours. Then I come home. I do a ton of content creation. I have lunch. I just do whatever. And then I do another 20 items that take about 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And then I just do more content creation or whatever I want to do for the day. Hey, y'all. Prior to selling video games, do you resurface or just sell as is? Do you clean off stickers or just wipe clean and go? Yeah, I clean them just with normal spray and stuff, and then I list them on eBay. I also have, all of the major consoles that if something is super, super scratched, I'll test it and see how it goes. And usually it's good to go. In a month, how much money do you spend on product to sell? I spend on average $64 a day, Monday through Friday. So 64 times 5 is $320. And then on a Saturday, sometimes I'll spend $15, sometimes I'll spend $500. But if we were to average it out, I probably spend $2,000 a month on product, $500 a week. That's probably about the average. Thoughts on cross listing? My thoughts on cross listing are, I'm not sure. I'm still undecided. I want to get into it. Again, with diversification and things like that. But I think it's a good idea. But so I got accepted into the Whatnot Ambassador program. I would really appreciate it if you haven't already. In the link below here on YouTube, you can sign up for Whatnot and get $15. And then full transparency here, just like this channel has always been. If you guys sign up and buy anything on Whatnot, once it gets delivered, Whatnot pays me $25. That's a huge affiliate program. That's an awesome one. So if you want to support me or your favorite YouTuber who has a Whatnot link, it doesn't even have to be me. But if you ever want to support your favorite YouTuber, just go buy anything off of Whatnot and I get $25, which is huge. And yeah, usually affiliates and things like that, like you don't get. I mean, if you sell like a $15,000 drone, I'm sure sometimes you get, $500, $600, $700, $800 commissions. But usually when you do affiliate marketing and stuff on YouTube, the payouts are like $6, $4, things like that. So 25 is huge. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a video on buying on Whatnot because I buy a ton of things off of Whatnot to resell on eBay. But I haven't done a Whatnot show yet. I'll be doing that soon, so I'll let you guys know there. I think if you have at least 500 clothing items, I think you should cross list on Poshmark for sure. I think cross listing on clothing cross listing is 100% a good idea. And then when it comes to media, I know Discogs is really good. So I would probably, if I had like 15,000 CDs, I would probably cross list the crap out of those. And then clothing, I would definitely cross list as well. Let's head over into TikTok, see what's going on here. My husband is doing eBay part-time right now. How do we best get account to start taking off? The best way to get your account to take off, especially just starting, Daisy, is treat it like your credit score. So, and I don't know if a lot of people know about like credit or whatever, but when you first get a credit card, you only have, like a $700 limit. And then if you pay your bills every month, then they'll be like, sweet, we'll give you a $1,000 limit. We'll give you a $2,000 limit. We'll give you a $10,000 limit as you keep paying those bills. Same thing with eBay. You just got to prove to yourself that you're a good seller. And so as you're proving to eBay you're a good seller, not only are they going to allow you to list more and make more, but they're also going to give you more and more and more traffic. So especially in the beginning, if you get 7 orders and you ship out 4 of them in 10 days and the other 3 you never even ship out, they are going to destroy your traffic, and for good reason. But if you get 7 sales and you ship it out the same hour that you get each sell, then they're going to start giving you more and more traffic. So the best way to get your account to start taking off is do everything as perfect as possible, especially in the beginning and as you continue to grow. And you're just going to get more and more and more traffic, more and more and more sales, more and more opportunities. Do you ever sell anything else besides eBay? Yeah, so I just kind of answered that. So I'm going to start doing Whatnot, and then I am considering cross-listing clothing on Poshmark. We'll see. Jake, my dude, glad to see you back live. Yeah, good to be here. Janet said, I found 600 quality items in my store at all times is my safety net. I'm full-time all in on eBay, but I've been selling since they opened the platform. Oh, so you've been around since 95. That's when I was born. It's actually really cool that I was born the same time that eBay was. But yeah, always good. Make sure you have a nice, decent-sized store with good sell-through rate, and you'll be good to go, Janet. Good afternoon, Jake. How's it going? Josh Galt, glad to see you here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Everyone go check out Josh Galt. You guys hear me talk about him all the time. Truegether is great, in my opinion. Oh, opinion on Truegether. I don't even know what that is. Is that a clothing brand? It's a clothing brand that I've never seen. Someone let me know what Truegether is. It might be an app. I don't know. Let's see. Gets me 2 to 10 sales per week. Is TrueGather another selling platform? Someone let me know. Will do on the ads. Thanks. What's up, my brother Jay? I'm new to reselling. What advice would you have for me selling everything just like you do? Yeah. So again, keep in mind what I just was talking to TikTok about and to you guys about. This is for everybody. Keep in mind that credit score thing. Don't go too fast and just keep doing go at a good rate and prove to eBay that you're a serious seller, that you're a serious business person, that you're going to make them a lot of money while you're making yourself a lot of money. And then also, I really recommend not only this for reselling, but for everything you guys do in life, be a student of it and watch hours and hours and hours of it on YouTube. If you guys want to know how to cook, watch hours and hours of content on YouTube. If you guys want to learn how to do eBay, watch hours and hours and hours of content on eBay. I fall asleep to 3 things every night on my TV. I suck at sleeping. I'm not the best sleeper. One day I hope to get to a point where I have millions of dollars coming in every year and I don't have to worry financially. And then I'm going to focus really, really hard on health, because health is wealth when you have wealth. And what I want to do is really focus on sleeping one day. But yeah, so I fall asleep to a TV every night. It usually takes me a couple hours to fall asleep. This is kind of weird, but I'll just tell you guys. So, like, I'm diagnosed with adult ADHD. I used to be more hyperactive as a child, but now it's just formed into hyperfixation. So, like, once I start thinking about something, I hyperfixate on it, or once I start doing something, I hyperfixate on it. And so that goes hand in hand with my constant learning that I'm trying to tell you guys to do as well. But when I try to sleep, this is really weird, but I feel like there's some sort of like aura in my body that's trying to push its way out of my skin. And and it doesn't hurt or whatever. It's just like, I can't not think about it. And so it's hard to fall asleep. But when I have like a TV and something else in the background, semi distracting me, I'm able to not focus on that and fall asleep. But yeah, so I would focus, to answer your question. Sorry for that tangent. My dad has a TikTok account that says user 51322. It says, "Hey Jake, it's your dad." I would focus on going slow, building that credit with eBay, and then just learning as much as you can on YouTube. Just keep typing in to YouTube every single night how to sell on eBay, what sold on eBay, what to sell on eBay, and just keep learning every single night. I pay for YouTube Premium, no ads. Yeah, that's YouTube Premium is pretty sweet. I was about to buy some of your poly mailers. What size do you recommend for jeans button downs? I'm mainly a card seller, thanks. I would recommend 10 by 13. I think, let's see, these ones that I have right now, I believe these are 10 by 13s. Let me see. Handy dandy. Yep, 10, 13. Yeah, so I send the majority of my items, including jeans and button downs, in the 10 by 13, but I actually would recommend shipping off jeans in these bad boys. If you ship jeans in a poly mailer, they're almost always gonna weigh over a pound, and you're gonna be looking at $8 to $11 to ship them. But in this, it's $760. I actually noticed that it was $790 today, and I didn't see like a huge announcement on that. Let me guys know in the chat if you guys have sent anything out on one of these recently. It was $760 a few days ago, and I noticed, I think yesterday, that it was bumped up to $790. So let me know if you guys are seeing that as well. But yeah, when it comes to anything under a pound, like a shirt or anything like that, definitely 10 by 13 poly mailer. And then if it's over a pound, definitely utilize these, because it's going to be a little bit cheaper for you. Let's see. How do you get through the thrift shop so fast? Oh man, I waste so much time in my day. I need to level up. Yeah. Honestly, so you've been doing this since 1995. So, I would say it comes with experience and just knowing what you're looking for. But honestly, what helps me is I don't want to be in the thrift store for too long, because I know that I could be somewhere else making more money and helping my wife and helping more people. So one thing that actually helps for me is I need to get all my items as fast as I can, because I know that I'm going to record everything and do a quick TikTok about it. So that honestly helps me go a little bit faster, knowing that my time is going to have it. I'm doubling my time in the thrift store to be able to make content. So I just got to hurry. But I don't know, just learning how to optimize looking things up on eBay. Having your filter set up to where you can always quickly get to sold listings, look things up, and get out of there. And also, don't be afraid to like look things up in the thrift stores. I know a lot of people like hate on that because they say you could be getting somewhere else quicker, which is true. But I think you should constantly be learning and learning more and more and more. So just keep learning more and more and more about items, and you'll be good to go. I'm trying to go for the one size fits all with jeans and shirt sales. Yeah, 10 by 13, definitely for anything under a pound. And then those flat rates. And sometimes I can't fit jeans in a flat rate, but if you put them into a 10 by 13 poly mailer and then just squeeze all of the air out of it, then I'm able to fit them in these too. So that's another way to utilize the poly mailers. And yes, if you use the link below, then yeah, I get a kickback for sure off of that. So thank you very much for that. From what I see in your content, you have a very fortunate situation with the pricing in your thrift stores. What's your plan if they raise prices 30% or more across the board? I have a couple videos here on eBay about how to source things off of eBay. So there's a lot of people mispricing and mistitling their items every single day on eBay. Going to the thrift store is very fun and relaxing and super worth it because I make a ton of money. But honestly, if I just focused on online sourcing, I think I would make even more money, but it would lead to bad work-life balance and emotional and mental health. So I would just fully commit to online sourcing if that were the case. And also, yeah, I don't know. You can just, even in my kind of like secluded part of Utah, I could just drive to Vegas every single day and I'd be fine. And in this hypothetical, if they increased prices by 30%, then it would like the thing is we're kind of spoiled. Okay. I hope this isn't super controversial or offends anybody, but we are super spoiled when it comes to eBay. If you ever watch Shark Tank or things like that, hey, thanks for the little TikTok thing on TikTok. Thanks for the little donation or whatever that is. If you guys ever watch, okay, so let's say that you own a restaurant, okay? Your margins are 8% or less. Every $100 that you generate, you get $8. Walmart operates between a 0.5 and 3.5% margin, okay? And over the last several months, they've finally been crawling back up. I think they're currently on the year like 2.6%. So that means for every $100 they make, every $100 they gross, they make $2.60 profit. Okay. If you were to design your own hydro flask, this is a Stanley. You can buy this Stanley from China. You can get 10,000 of them for $6 each. Okay, and you have to buy that many to get that price. Then get them shipped to you. Then run Facebook ads or pay eBay fees and sell these for probably no one knows you, no one cares about you, no one cares about your brand. So you're probably not going to have a lot of traction. So you're pretty much just going to have to sell them as an unbranded hydro flask, an unbranded insulator. So you're probably only going to be able to sell these for $20 free shipping. These cost $8 to ship, ground advantage. If they go to Hawaii, you're screwed. So plus Facebook ads to get them in front of people. Yeah, so your margins would be like 6 or 8%, just like having a restaurant. So what I'm getting at is we are very spoiled when it comes to eBay. My margins are between 50 and 60%. That's disgusting. Like, it is disgusting. So if thrift stores raise their prices 30% across the board, my profit margins would probably drop to between 35 and 40%. So I would just keep rolling. Like, I honestly probably wouldn't make any changes in my business whatsoever. So like, honestly, like what I'm saying is if that happened, I probably wouldn't make any difference, any changes, and I would just do more volume. And because I'm super grateful for the margin. We should be very super grateful for the margins that we have. Because if you go to any other business owner and tell them that you have even a 30% profit margin, they would drool over that, especially as a startup. Like most companies most companies lose money every single year for the first 4 years of their existence. They break even and they make a 4% margin for a couple years. Then they hit scale and they make 8 to 12% margin. And then they can either continue on with that into the horizon, or they can sell off to somebody else who wants to make the 8 to 12%, or someone who's already making hundreds of millions of dollars a year and can optimize the business even further and get that to a 15% margin. So most business cycles is lose money for 4 years, stress every single day of your life. Then at year 5, make 4% a year. And then a year 6, sell it all for 3 times what all your first investment, your all of your investments into the business. So if prices went up 30%, I wouldn't change anything. How do you ship your remote controls? I wrap them in 3 feet of bubble wrap, and then I put them in a poly mailer. I did a video on that the other day, and I had to take it down because I accidentally put someone's address in there. So I'll do that video again eventually. But yeah, you just wrap it in 3 feet of bubble wrap, and then you put it in a poly mailer. It's really all you got to do. Let's see here. Hey, y'all, show some love and hit that like button. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks, Lark Davis. Let's go ahead and hop over here into TikTok real quick. How do you get more views on your eBay listings? Go to YouTube and search that question and then analyze that, and then watch like 60 hours worth of content on that question is the best way to do it, because there's hundreds and hundreds of answers to that question. The simplest one, drop your price by $7. The next simplest one is type in your title the way you would search for the item, and then keep optimizing that. But that's just way too broad of a question to answer in a Q&A. I would watch 40 to 60 hours of YouTube content to answer that question. How much inventory do you keep? For myself, none. So I've kept 4 items for myself, and I've sold over 10,000 items. So I do not keep items for myself. How do you avoid giving eBay so much of your sell? I looked at the margins eBay takes. It's insane. It's not insane. And a lot of people are going to be offended by that. I think that eBay should charge more on fees for the product and service that they give us. They spend millions of dollars a year on employees. They spend millions of dollars a year on maintaining a beautiful website that never crashes and is always running. Like honestly, like it probably crashes on average like 6 seconds a day. Just like YouTube, just like Facebook, like it's amazing. They have an in-house payment processing machine that they do all that work for you. They advertise for you. They spend over $1 billion a year on Google ads. And if you were to create your own Shopify account and then create Facebook ads and do all the work to get people to your items and then sell them to them, you would be losing money again for the first 4 years of your business. Even around year 4.5, make 4% in year 5 and 6, and then try to sell it to some other sucker for triple your investment on year 7. So eBay does not take a huge amount of your margin. They should take more, in my opinion. I don't drink a lot of Mountain Dew anymore because it's bad for you. But I had my first 1 million view TikTok the other day, which was really cool. And my wife, she put up some streamers and some balloons and then got me some cookies and Mountain Dew to say congratulations. My wife is so sweet. She's awesome. How much do you sell Will? Colton, I don't understand your question. How much do you sell? I think you're saying how much do you sell Wii consoles for? The Wii console by itself goes for about $35 plus shipping in my experience. That's with all the cords and everything. And then I would actually just sell that. And then if it has Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort with it, I would actually sell those separately. I actually don't sell like bundles very often. A lot of people think you have to bundle a ton of things. But yeah, a lot of people like just want to buy a lot of people buy the Wii. The way I run my eBay business is I'm trying to sell to businesses. So like a lot of people, they'll get just a Wii at a garage sale, and then they'll just put it in their death pile until they get 4 controllers and like 7 games. So that way they can sell it to a family who's trying to buy it off of eBay. But what I do is I try to sell my items to another reseller who's going to take that Wii that they bought off eBay for $40 and then sell it on Amazon for like 90 or 120. So I just sell things individually. I sell the Wii console for $35, sometimes $40 plus shipping. And it usually goes to someone else who buys it, refurbishes it, and then sells it on Amazon. Jake, tuning in late, but glad to catch you. Hey, thanks for being here. TrueGather is like Bonanza. Okay, it's a platform that automatically syncs your eBay items, also D-lists as well. I'll have to look into that. Josh, is it paid? I'm obviously going to do some research on it after, but just so we can keep this going, I'll wait to do that. But do you have to pay like $6 a month, $10 a month, $30 a month? That's very interesting. I'll definitely look into it, especially if it does in fact have that D-list feature. That's sick. If you guys want to learn how to suck at eBay, watch my channel. Yeah, everyone go look up Soda City Flips on YouTube. Good guy. And besides you, who do you recommend to follow? So I'll just tell you my path. When I typed in to eBay, so after I watched Gary V's trash talking series, I started to go hard into learning how to sell on eBay. I immediately found, I think the first person that I found, and I'm trying to remember, this is actually kind of fun. I think when I typed in how to sell on eBay, I think the first person that came up was Daily Refinement, and he was definitely the one that I watched the most, especially at the beginning. And then also sprinkled in was Harry Tornado and Commonwealth Picker and those guys. But I learned the most from Daily Refinement and Osborne to Thrift. So I learned from Daily Refinement the nuts and bolts of eBay. And then I learned from Osborne to Thrift what to sell on eBay. So I recommend both of them. I also recommend Commonwealth Picker and American Arbitrage. And then I also, a smallish account, still bigger than mine. I really like Dad Planet. He's a cool guy out in Columbus, Ohio with a couple daughters that he takes care of, and he sells part-time on eBay. I like Justin Resells on YouTube. I really watch a lot of I watch Marcus Dixon a lot. Dixon's Pickens. I don't know. There's just so many really good ones. The Nurse Flipper is good. Part-time Pickers. Yeah, there's just so many. There's so many. Come on, peeps, hit that like button. Hey, thank you very much. Yep, flat rate legal. I like to watch YouTube at 125 or 1.5 speed so I can get more content. Yep, that's most people watch YouTube of all forms at 1.25 or 1.5. I do it as well. I just used a flat rate envelope yesterday and it was $760. It went from Oregon to Indiana. Maybe the increase is based on regions. Maybe it is because I did see that it was $790 for a couple of mine yesterday and today. I actually like spending long stints in stores. I like to be the first person to dig through a clothes rack. Yep, that's also very good if like you said, if they keep bringing product out. So in my store, my town isn't big enough to facilitate that. So they put stuff out in the morning and that's it. That's why you always see the super long lines in my stores because they don't put new things out throughout the day. But if they did, so they used to before I started doing this like 2-3 years ago. And everyone tells me everyone used to just like hang out on the couches and then attack the new racks every time they came out. And they said it was pretty wild. Thanks. I'm using your link. Hey, thank you so much. How do you ship jackets and sweaters? So we were just talking about this. If they're over 2 pounds, if they're over a pound, sorry, I ship them in this if it fits, which most can. If they're under a pound, then I use a 10 by 13 poly mailer. I don't use any bubble wrap. I don't use anything else. I literally just put the shirt in this poly mailer and I send it. Dinner time. I'll be back. Y'all smash the like button and show the host some love. Hey, thanks, Shane. Appreciate you. You're right. There has never been a better time in history to be a reseller on eBay. Yep, very controversial, but I super stand by it. There's. Let me give you guys a psychological tip for everything. There is never a better time. Okay. Hey, Casey. Thanks for being here on TikTok and sending the cloud strike. That's awesome. Thanks. It is always the best and worst time to do anything. The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And then in the stock market, there's always some war in China, or this interest rate is going up here, or there's not enough federal funds here, or they've printed too much money here. There's always terrible things going on, and there's always amazing things going on. And the best time to do anything is when you decide to do it. So there's going to be a lot of people who say you and I, Janet, are ludicrous for saying this is the best time ever to be a reseller on eBay, but it truly is. More people are shopping online than ever before. More people are donating than ever before. So it's definitely a good time. Hey, Jake, what's up, chat? Hey, how's it going? Keenan says, I checked these cameras out. They all power on, $4 a piece, A900 Fujifilm, A350 Kodak, and I don't know the same name to your store. Are you asking a question, Keenan? I checked these cameras out. They all power on, $4 a piece. I would definitely, yeah, those cameras I would buy. And if you're asking how to look them up, then you just type into eBay those A900 Fujifilm and then filter to solds and see what they're selling for. Do you usually allow offers? Yep. So the way I price my items is, let's say I found this HyperTough 12-inch measuring tape. I would type into eBay HyperTough 12-inch measuring tape. Now, I know that this is only worth like probably $2 free shipping in used condition, but let's just say that there are 80 of them listed for $14, for like $15 plus shipping, $10 plus more expensive shipping, $12 free shipping, $18 free shipping, yada, yada, yada. And then we go over and we see that 100 of them have sold, and the average price is around $15 plus like $5 in shipping. What I would do is I would list this at $14 plus $5 shipping and allow offers. Like 60% of my sales come from buy it now full price, and then another 40 come from offers, whether I send them or they send them. But the best way to get sales is to actually offer a good deal and then accept even better deals. Again, going back to how we have the potential to have 35 to 60% margins. We have really good margins. So if you want to sell more items, the best way to do that is to accept and give generous offers. Sweet wife. Yeah, my wife is awesome. Congrats. Hey, thanks. All right, let's head over to TikTok. We got like 59 messages over here. Where do you source your cameras from? Online and at thrift stores. I type into eBay broken camera lot. Let's see here. It says Walmart just followed me. I'm sure that's a fake account. I just got my label printer to work on my Poshmark and Mercari. That was the setup. Yeah, those cameras, those label printers are awesome. Do you ship internationally on eBay? And if yes, how many sales per month? That is like a really common question. How many sales per month I get internationally? I don't know where that comes from because that's something that I never think about. But yes, I sell internationally on eBay, and I don't track that. I'd say maybe like 5 to 10%. I see them come in almost daily, but it's not like a huge amount. Where do I get cardboard boxes from to ship stuff in? You can buy them on Amazon or eBay. If you want to use my link on Amazon, that'd be cool. Or you can just do what I do. I get them out of dumpsters. Just don't get the wet ones. Started 98 with the Beanie Babies on eBay. Oh, the Beanie Babies. What shipping advice do you have for a beginner? Did you have trouble with shipping when you started? Yes, I did. Go to YouTube and watch 40 to 60 hours worth of shipping guides on YouTube. It looks like a lot of people are shipping the flat rates for $7.60. So I got to figure that out. Mental health is very important. It sure is. So do you drive to bins and outlets? So I have The Las Vegas bins, they're at the very, very most southern part of Vegas. So that is about a 2 hour, 2.5 hour drive from me. And then the next closest bins are in Salt Lake, sorry, Utah accent, Salt Lake City, northern Utah. And those are about 4.5 hours away from me. So I go to the bins like once a month. I've been talking with Carrie from American Arbitrage. I think him and I are going to hit the Vegas bins on Thursday and possibly do a video. So be looking out for that. Unfortunately, in Las Vegas, you're not allowed to film in there whatsoever, and they are super strict about that. I've seen people leave in handcuffs for trying to film in the Las Vegas bins. So we definitely won't be doing that. But yeah, I think Carrie and I are going to do some thrifting on Thursday and be looking for that. But yeah, I go to the bins like, I don't know, like once or twice a month. No, probably less than that. I probably go to the bins like 6 or 8 times a year. How do you ship a Wii for $5 shipping, bubble wrap, and a poly bag? A Wii remote, I can ship a Wii remote for $5 plus shipping, but a Wii console with all the fixins, you can ship that. You definitely want to put that one in a box. You put that in a small box and then ship it ground advantage, depending on the zone it's going to. It's going to be anywhere from $8.50 up to about probably $13.50, but it's probably going to be around $10 to ship that. But then just a regular Wii remote, I just wrap it in 3. Oh, sweet. TikTok says go live while your videos are trending. I feel like I got some trending videos. But yeah, I would just wrap that in 3 feet of bubble wrap and then stick it in a poly mailer. Let's see. Osborne hasn't posted in a while. Yeah, he hasn't. I think he's focusing more on his family, and good for him. He followed me on Instagram the other day. I talk about him a lot. He probably thinks I'm creepy. But yeah, from what I've seen, he's just a really good guy. I think he's just taking a break, and he makes a lot of money reselling. And he may not need the content. And unfortunately, a lot of people are jerks. So I don't know what his views are to negative comments. But yeah, honestly, like doing social media, all these comments, especially on short form, they get pretty nuts. Where do you source boxes outside of USPS? I source them from dumpsters. If you are selling an 80s or 90s single stitch t-shirt, which category should you list under for best results? Vintage or regular category? Honestly, for my honest opinion, I don't think it matters that much. So either or will do great. What is more important is how you title it. So category is very important, but I think title is even more important. So I have a few videos on title structure. A lot of other YouTubers that are smarter than me have videos on title structure. So I would focus more on the title, but either of those categories would do great. I would personally just put it in men's clothing. That's what I would do. More people may be donating, but more charities are selling pallets instead of in store. Yeah, that's true too. But more yard sales and stuff too, just things like that. There's always a negative and positive side to every single circumstance in your life, especially in business. So as one door closes, 1,700 open every single time. Keep that in mind and you'll be very successful. Best pickup was a GE refrigerator processor that Goodwill had marked for $5. Should be about $80 to $90. Love when they don't know what something is to look up. LOL. Yeah, dude, there's so many things that's just worth a ton of money. It's awesome. I love this job. This job is so sweet. Do you use best offer option on all of your listings? What is your criteria used to determine? Yeah, I put offer on everything. Unfortunately, I can't figure out in my listing process how to just have best offer on everything. So sometimes I'll accidentally list a few items with best offer as no, and then I have to go back and manually bulk and change everything. But yeah, I do offer on everything. No criteria. Best offer on everything. Oh yeah, I probably selected the legal size flat rate. Yeah, that's what I did. That's definitely what I did. What's the good news? I think You're talking about my wife setting up a congrats. I got my first 1 million view video on TikTok. You can get clean and free boxes at your local supermarket and stores like Walmart, Target, etc. I try to go in the mornings when the employees are stocking. Yep, awesome hack right there as well. I get a lot of my boxes from Dollar Tree and a lot of them from Kroger, well, from Smith's, but more people know that company is Kroger. LOL, you and Carrie are gonna be fun. Yeah, Carrie's a cool guy. Love hanging out. Thanks for sharing all of your insight. Pink Cybershot sold a few days ago after you tipped me off of its value. Yeah, those pink Cybershots, man. A good old Cybershot DC380 goes for about $70. If it's pink, goes for like 120 for some reason. Do you clean and test everything thoroughly before listing or just the bare minimum? Define thoroughly. I think I test things pretty thoroughly. I make sure they turn on. Yeah, just ask me a specific item and I can tell you how I test it because I was just too vague. What's the name of your eBay store? It's 21JRide. You can find that on my in my channel dashboard or on my website. Also, I launched my website. I like to follow the advice of Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban says, do everything at the beginning. So that way, when you have employees, you know exactly how long processes should take and how to train them thoroughly and how to know what things they're going to experience and what they're going through. So I created my own website. It's super ghetto, but it's just jrideflips.com. And on the website, you can find all my affiliate links and all that stuff. And I'll be posting news and I'll eventually be making a shop where I sell JRide. So I'll eventually start selling these stickers and t-shirts and like sourcing IKEA bags and things like that. So if you guys have any suggestions on things like that you guys would like to see, let me know. But yeah, I started jrideflips.com. And on there, you can also find my my eBay store. That's probably the easiest way for people to find it. How best to move a refurbished by manufactured graphics card from my teen's gaming computer? The prices are all over the place. I bought him an upgraded new card for $300. Was hoping to sell this old one for a decent amount, but so far no real interest. Yeah, just list it with what you're comfortable with selling it for. If the lowest one sold for $40 and the highest one sold for $300, I would probably list it for like $200. If it sits for 100 days, I would mark it down to $150. If it sits for 100 days, I'd mark it down to $100, and then they would probably sell at that point. When should I start going live on YouTube? Wait for more subscribers or start right away? Start right away, Shane. Yeah, lives are it's just fun. Some of the best advice for YouTube that I can give comes from a lot of other popular figures like Gary Vaynerchuk and Mr. Beast and stuff. And it's just to really cultivate your first 1,000 followers, your first 100 followers, just your first few followers. They're going to be your ride or dies. I can name a ton of you guys by name because you guys are super important to me. Not only and one of the weird reasons that you guys are important to me is because you guys help me be successful. You guys really do. It's you 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 of my most loyal followers that help my videos get pushed out to more people that always support me in my lives and things like that. So the best way to grow on social media is to take care of your core audience. So Soda City Flips, for example, I know your name's Shane. We got Anthony in the house. You know, we got Casey over here and TikTok. Like, I just know a ton of you guys by name, and I have personal relationships with you guys, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's an awesome thing for your mental health, for your business, for everything. So yeah, I went live for the first time at like 2,000 subscribers because I had a video that like took off. I went from like 111 subscribers on YouTube to 2,000 in like under a day. But I definitely would have done my first live at around 400 or 500 followers, subscribers, whatever they're called. Every platform is different. GNC also looks good for boxes. Yep. Yeah, you got 160 for your pink Cybershot. Yep, that's nuts. Those cameras are awesome. Do you feel like the time you spend finding boxes to be worth it over having ones clean and ready? Absolutely. Yeah, they're clean, man. Like, just because something's in a dumpster or by a dumpster doesn't mean it's dirty. So like I have a Dollar Tree right next to my thrift store. So it adds, I don't know, 3.5 minutes to my day, and they're free. So yeah, definitely worth it. J Ride with the fresh cut, looking good, brother. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Example: how would you test cameras without the proper batteries or chargers? You can't. So cameras, for example, I have all of these batteries. These are all different batteries for all the different digital cameras that you'll come across. So I do some what people would call extensive testing. I also have, now I'm a bit unorganized today. Oh, geez Louise, where is that? I think it's right here. One second. I also have this kit. Where I'm able to take apart the cameras, get in, clean them, do some extra stuff. And then I've just watched hundreds of hours of simple fixes for cameras. So I'm a novice camera fixer, I guess you could say. But yeah, I test things pretty thoroughly. It's the reason why I only have like a 4.5% return rate on electronics. For some of you, that probably sounds really high, but yeah, most electronic sellers, some electronic sellers have 30% returns. Jeez Louise, that would just be terrible. That would be terrible. Cost effective, absolutely. Yeah, time efficiency and cost effective. Yeah, like you can buy 5,000 boxes for $4 each for 20. Like I'm shipping out more than 5,000 items a year, way more than 5,000 items a year. So like $20,000 in boxes or $0 in boxes, you know, like way more cost effective for sure. Let's see. How did you design your website with Shopify? I used Squarespace, which is just a direct competitor. I've used Shopify for other websites. I've run a ton of different businesses and I had a ton of different websites. So I've used Shopify and I've used Squarespace. They're the exact same, but Squarespace I feel is more for influencers and charities and stuff. And then Shopify is more for, hey, I have products that I want to sell. I thought I was to subscribe to Shagun forever, but I was thinking today, why do I never see his videos? I wasn't subscribed. I gotta subscribe. Is it okay to sell an old watch without replacing the battery? Yes. It's been in a drawer since the 80s. Gold plated with plate rubbing off in spots. Do people expect the battery to be replaced before the purchase? Nope. I sell cameras without the battery. Like people have to buy the camera and they have to buy the battery separate. I sell watches like that. You just put in the description, needs new battery, and then yeah, people buy them all the time. How do you ship shoes that have the box? So for example, I have these. These are new Nikes. My wife is on the soccer team, and they give her swag, and she just didn't like these, so we're gonna sell them brand new on eBay. And then I am going, because I have pirate ship, I would actually just put a poly mail over this box and send them. But you can just put them in another box. But I wouldn't. You could just tape this right here and then put a label on it. Most people won't care, but especially like new Nikes, someone might be like, "Yo, bro, I wanted to keep the box in good condition," so you can just throw it in a box. Is what I would do. That kit is rad. What's the name? You guys know me. I type things into eBay or Google and I sort low to high, and then I look for the best quality cheap one. So this is from China. So I have no idea. I have no idea what this is called. But if you want to get one, if you go through my Amazon link, and then click away and then buy anything, I'll get a small kickback from it. So also what I learned today, today was cool. If you go on TikTok or my YouTube and you go to my Amazon storefront, and then within 24 hours of clicking on that, if you sign up for a Amazon Prime, I get a pretty dang big affiliate from that, which is awesome. So if you guys ever want to do that too, let me know. That'd be cool. Boxes are like 35 cents a box in wholesale, depending on the size. Yeah. For like really, really small ones, like 4x4x4, but in that, or like a 4x6x5, but in that case, I would just use a poly mailer. Kristen, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, but still, even in that scenario, that's $1,500 a year for me, and I just don't want to spend $1,500 a year on box. And I really don't think you can get boxes for 35 cents. Like if you go to Uline or Amazon right now, like I think you'll be surprised that boxes are going to be minimum $1.25, and they're usually $3. Would you say it's possible to make a living only selling video games, movies, CDs, books, and media in general? Yep. The biggest store on eBay, like the top 7 biggest stores on eBay, are just $4 free shipping books, or $15, things like that. But yeah, a lot of people have made livings for the last decades only selling media on eBay. I buy my boxes from containers. I'm fortunate that they have a location in my town, so I don't pay shipping. Very cost effective for me. Yep. Yeah, no, you guys can do whatever you want. Like if you guys want to spend $1,500 a year on boxes, you can. I don't. Do you source on Facebook Marketplace? If so, any tips? Yeah, I do. Not very much though, but you can just save searches. And then every time you have some downtime, you'll see a little blue dot next to yard sales or next to golf clubs or next to cameras. And you can just click on those and see what's popping. There's a tip. How much does it cost to ship cards, and which service do you use? Shipping these out right now. There's a $2.50. I sold this card in here for $2.68 plus $1 shipping, and it cost me 63 cents to ship out because it's in an envelope and you just use the postal service. The 1 Foot Flipper here on YouTube, he has a good video on how to ship cards. I'll do a video on it eventually as well. Then I have a more expensive card in here. This one sold for $80. So I charged them $80 plus $4.87 in shipping. And then it costs $3.75 to ship it out in something as thick as this. And I would definitely watch another YouTube video on that to have it explained in more detail. My local shipping supply store is way overpriced, like $15 for a golf club box. Yeah, get that out of the dumpster for sure. I have not hundreds, but I always get my, when I ship baseball bats or golf clubs, I just get those out of a used golf store dumpster. Do you resell Hot Wheels at all? I have. I've bought and sold like 6 Hot Wheels. Like sometimes when I'm super, super bored at Walmart or something, or I have a little bit of time, I'll just go to the back where the Hot Wheels are and I'll just start scanning barcodes. And every once in a while, I'll find a Hot Wheels car for 89 cents that sells for like $12 plus shipping, and I'll snag one of those. But I've only sold like 4 or 5 or 6 in my whole life. If you have a Granger nearby, I understand they sell boxes at very good prices. Yeah. Do you think Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp has an algorithm like eBay? Yes, everything that's online has an algorithm for sure. And all algorithms, especially the eBay one, is not designed to cater us as sellers. It's designed to cater customers. So definitely keep in mind that the algorithm plays a huge role in your reselling life here on eBay, but it plays a bigger role in getting the right item to the right customer. That is the function of the algorithm, is to get the right item in front of the right potential customer. Very simply. Okay. That's all eBay wants to do. What days do you normally go up to Salt Lake City to source? Just very sporadically, like once every 2 months or so. So never like, hey, on the second Tuesday of the month or anything like that. It's always just very, very sporadic. Got to head out. Thanks. Hey, thanks, man. Okay, sweet. Let's see. We've been going for just over an hour. I have a ton of messages in TikTok, so we'll go ahead over here. We only have a couple over here on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions about eBay, reselling, thrift stores, yard sales, personal life questions, anything about business, anything, just throw them in the chat and let me know. Let me go ahead. Let's see what's popping over here on TikTok. You have to put in your eBay tuition time doing the studying. Yep. Yeah, you got to learn. You got to be a student of the game in everything you do, in my opinion. I think eBay fees are fair. I do as well. What boxes do you use to ship VHS DVD combo players? Boxes out of the dumpster. I'm usually looking for anything that's around like 20 by 12 by 20 by 15 by 5. My eBay has zero movement. This happens all the time, then hits big. What is the deal, do you think? There's a lot of different factors, and that just comes with being an entrepreneur. That's why the 9 to 5 model is so popular, because you go to work and you make the same amount every single 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And then if you miss a few days, that gets deducted or whatever. As a business owner, sometimes you will lose $4,000 in a day and then make $25,000 the next day, and then make $18 a day, and then -7, and then make a couple hundred, and then lose a couple hundred. So that is just part of being a business owner. I noticed a lot of resellers buy my stuff. Liquidating makes it worth it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter who you're selling to. If your items are selling, like, that's all you need, right? Data refinement and tech changed my life. Yeah, good guys. Would you be willing to make some packing videos? Yeah, they're on YouTube. And I'll consistently be making more and more. Hoping you're doing well, enjoying your videos. How do you increase your sales on eBay with clothes? Just the same as I would with any other item. And that is what my YouTube channel is dedicated to. So I would spend hours on mine and other people's YouTubes, because that is literally what the eBay reselling community is talking about, is how to increase sales. Curious of your drive to the bins. Are you in a small town? Yeah, so I'm in, like, it's called St. George City, but I think it's just like a mid-sized town. So our population is like 65,000 people. So it's not like a backwoods Virginia town or anything like that, but it's definitely not a metropolis either. So, but Vegas is like 2.5 hours away. So that's the biggest city that's close. I just started selling on June 24th. So far, I've kept my 90-day total at 3K, hoping to scale bigger. That's awesome. Yep, keep building, keep grinding, keep getting bigger every day. Posted vintage T-shirts. Why are all offers from Thailand account or Oregon? Yeah, so there's companies. Okay, this is really interesting. All right, so there are companies. I actually talked to a guy in the Philippines who does this. So he makes like $200 a day, and he is a king where he lives, man. He's rolling in it. So what he does is he takes like a store like mine, for example, and he'll copy all of my listings on eBay, and then he'll post them to Bonanza. And then when people buy them and so he takes all my listings, and then he just charges like an extra like $5 or $6. And then someone on Bonanza or someone on Amazon or someone on Walmart.com will buy my eBay listings through that link. And then I ship them out. And then he gets like $1 or $2 from that sale. And so, and then there's also a ton of companies in Thailand that are buying vintage shirts from America and then reselling them in Thailand or Japan or other places for a premium, because they're harder to get. So a lot of times you'll get those people trying to resell what you're reselling. What's the best flip this year? My best flip this year was a local flip. I bought a Louisville Slugger college baseball bat. It was a really cool one. I forgot the model name of it, like the TPZ something. I bought it for $2 and I sold it to a local sports shop here, used for $1,800. It was awesome. And then last year, my biggest flip, I bought a pair of Chanel glasses for $5 that I sold for $1,800. So my big flips are always like $1,800. Cameras all day in those. Yeah, so 37 cents. And I sell a ton of small items, 6x6x6. So yeah, like Kristen, like it's fine. If you, especially, I don't like, you can do whatever you want in your business. You really can. Like, I have no issue with you spending $1,500 extra per year buying boxes. You can do whatever you want. Like, I just get my boxes out of dumpsters and you don't have to. My dad's in his 80s, gave me some wooden baseball bats from my childhood, worn for sure. How do I figure out if there's any value in any of them? If they're branded, like if they're Louisville Slugger or if they're Easton or Mizuno, you just type that into eBay and then you go to solds and see what's popping. Should I raise prices for Q4 or just source and list more? Just source and list more. Make more money. You'll make more money selling items. Like if you have 10 items that are at $10 and you sell all 10, you have the potential to sell 9 out of 10 of them in Q4 at $10. If you raise them to $14, you'll probably sell 3 of them and you'll make less money overall. Are you streaming via an internal webcam? So I just have a MacBook Pro. I think it's like a 2020 or something. And I'm using StreamYard. And from StreamYard, I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook. And then I also have my iPhone right here that I am streaming on TikTok. You just brought up a barcode scanner. What are you using? An app? A barcode scanner? I just use the eBay app to scan items. So anything that has a barcode, you just open up the eBay app and you go to the search bar. And then instead of typing in, there's a little camera icon. If you're on your phone, it's like right here. Click on the camera icon, and then you can just scan a barcode. How do you promote all listings at a percentage rate? Is that done through the mobile app or website, browser site? Anything technical like that is always easier to do on the website. On a desktop, just Google how to type into Google bulk promotion rate eBay, and it'll take you exactly to where you need to go. I know you are mainly on eBay. Would you ever consider making a video about how to sell on Amazon? Yeah, I've done a little bit of selling on Amazon. Honestly, the video would be, hey, don't sell on Amazon because you get suspended and the gating is too hard. That's the honest video that I would make. But I know a lot of people are super successful on Amazon, so that's cool too. Buyer requested a return by mistake. I don't have a way to cancel a return request in my side. Just wait 30 days. That's probably you can call eBay, but they're probably just going to tell you like the same thing. Just be like as long as they never return the item, it just automatically cancels on eBay's side after 21 days, and then it cancels on our side in 30 days. How do you go about calculating shipping into your cost? I just price things at market and then add appropriate shipping. So like the easiest way to do it is if something sells for $20 plus shipping, then just list it for $20 and then put calculated shipping. I don't do any like super sophisticated calculating for shipping. I just do the going rate of shipping. You had mentioned that you listed 5 items a week, then 8, then 12, then 20. How long did you do each increment in time for? So I did it extremely fast. I don't recommend doing it the way that I did. I just have hyperfixation and I love to crush. But I would recommend starting at 5 and then doing 5 for like 6 months. And then if you're selling 3 or 4 or 5 a day, you could go to 10, and I'd do that for a full year. and then I would do 15 for a full year, and then I would do 20 for a full year, and then 25. And then if you're still doing it 6 years later and you can still find enough product, I'd move up to 25, 30, keep doing that. That is honestly probably what I would do. Hey, don't pick on Virginia. I'm not picking on Virginia. I love Virginia. Virginia's the best. Let's see. The bulk edit tool is available on the computer only. I don't know. I bulk edit on my phone all the time, but it is much easier to do it on the computer. Are you from St. George? You guys have the best yard sales. Really? You think so? I am from St. George, and unfortunately, we don't have the best yard sales here. But I'm not complaining because we have awesome thrift stores. But yeah, my yard sale season finally started because it's so hot out, and then people just don't do as many yard sales. And in my videos, people like who do yard sales, like in one of my latest yard sale videos, in my latest yard sale video, a guy was talking about how terrible yard sales are in St. George. So, but if you have a different experience, that's awesome. Let's see here. Any benefits of filling in all the item specifics or any keywords in the heading more? So you want to put your keywords in the title. The title ranks highest in SEO, and then the item specifics rank next, and then the description ranks next. So you want to focus in that order, in my opinion. So make sure that your title is on point. Don't keyword spam, but put in valid and relevant keywords, and then do the same in your item description. But don't just make up. If you don't know an item specific, then just don't fill it out. And don't put NA either. Just leave it blank. $1,800 baseball bat. That's insane. Yeah, dude, baseball bats are nuts. Hey all. Hey Jake. Hope all is well. Everything's going great. Thanks for being here, Andy. Yeah, go live, Shane. It'll be fun. Appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Let's see here. How do you bulk edit in the app? I don't know. I do it all the time. I just I guess not in the app. I do it on my phone all the time, but not on the app. I type into my phone web browser, ebay.com. Yeah, so I guess you're right. If you were a brand new reseller, what sell-through rate would you shoot for if you want to move product at least 100%? Are you talking about just one-off items? Yeah. I would honestly, if it's just too hard of a question. Like, are you trying to go full-time as fast as you can? Do you have a spouse that makes full-time and this is just a hobby for you? Are you a single mother who lost her job and needs to pay her bills from this? Or do you hate your job and you're trying to leave it? What, in a perfect scenario, I think that eBay is made for people who want a side hustle and want to make 40 grand a year. So what I would do is I would try to make $40,000 a year. Okay. You have a job, extra money for now. Sweet. So this is what I would do if I was you. I would try to make $40,000 a year. Okay. $40,000 a year divided by 365 days is $109 a day. What I would do is I would try to find items that make me a $25 profit, which is doable. Even at a bigger store that I am right now, I make about $23 profit per item. So that would mean you only need to sell 4.3 items per day. So to make $40,000 a year, let's bump that down. Okay, you need to make $110 a day divided by 5 sales per day, 22. Okay, I would shoot for a $22 profit per item, and I would try to sell 5 per day to make $40,000 a year selling 5 things a day. What I would do is finding 5 100% sell-through items every single day is tough. It's not hard, but it's not easy. But what would be easy is finding 7 items that have 120-day sell-through rate, or 8 items, or 9 items. So what I would do is I would look for 8 items a day that sell for $40. shipped ASP. I would look for 8 items that sell for $40, and I would just try to find the 8 that sell the quickest. Sometimes you're gonna find 8 items that all have a 30-day sell-through rate, which is nuts. Not gonna happen very often. Sometimes you're gonna find 8 items and 2 of them have a week sell-through rate, a 1 week sell-through rate, 7 days. 2 of them have a 90-day sell-through rate, and 4 of them have a 120-day sell-through rate, which is okay. I would just list all those 8 items. So I wouldn't look. I would make it more of an art instead of a science. So I wouldn't make like the hard. It has to be 90-day sell-through. I would just say it has to be a decent sell-through, and a decent sell-through for just a side income would be honestly a 6-month sell-through. So if you just list 8 a day and then sell 8 a day, you're going to have like a 500 item-ish store, and then just keep replenishing that. Most people can fit 500 items in a spare bedroom or a fourth or a half of a garage. I have a 2-car garage. I have 3,000 items in there, and I could definitely put another 2,500 in there. So yeah, that's what I would do. You should collab with Osborne to Thrift. You guys are so similar. Yeah, he doesn't really make YouTube videos anymore. If he ever does, and I'll reach out to him, or if he reaches out to me, I definitely would. I want to go full-time eventually, but for now, learning, networking, and having fun. Yep, that's the place to be. Thank you. Great input. Appreciate that. Okay, sweet. Oh, my guy, Ronald McDonald. Do you love your day job? I sure do. Ronald McDonald, are you going to be respectful, or am I going to have to put you in timeout? We'll see what happens. Ronald McDonald, I like you. I think you're funny, but a lot of times you take it a little too far. So we'll see what kind of mood you're in today. All right, I'm going to hop back over to TikTok, answer a few questions, and then we'll probably go for just about 9 more minutes or so, and then I'll hop off at the 1.5 hour mark. Let's see here. How do you buy stuff to resell at a profit margin that makes it worth it to you? You go to thrift stores and flea markets and garage sales, and you buy items for under $5 and sell them for over $30. Let's see here. Walmart. You are not Walmart. You just work for Walmart. Awesome. Garage sales versus thrifts. Depend where you live. In my town, I would say thrifts are superior, but a lot of towns, thrifts are expensive, but garage sales are better. So it just kind of depends. In my personal area, thrifts are better, and then garage sales are pretty decent. Garage sales for 8 months a year suck, and then for 4 months a year, they're pretty good. So right now, for the next 2 months, because I live in a desert and it's finally cooling down, so the next 2 months are the best time for yard sales, and then April and May are the best time for yard sales. So those 4 months are good, and then every other time during the year, it's either 108 degrees or it's like 40 degrees, and no one wants to do it in either of those climates. Let's see here. Buy it now versus auction. I only do buy it now. Auction is a good way to sell your items quicker for less money. So there's a lot of data showing that if you sell something for $100, buy it now, it's normally going to sell for $70 or under on auction. So if you want to sell something in 7 days and it's a decent item that people are actually looking for, and you don't care about making as much money, then you can do auction. But I just do everything for buy it now, and I accept appropriate offers. That's what I do. Lana is laughing at these pathetic haters in the comments under your last video. Yeah, oh dude, short form content haters are nuts, dude. On YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, and TikToks, gets pretty nuts. But it's funny. It's because here on YouTube, you guys are like choosing to watch me. You guys like see a thumbnail and you have to actually click on it and then watch it because it's something that you actually want to consume. Sometimes you click on something because you want to hate on it, but it's not very often. But TikTok, you're just scrolling through and you have no idea what's up next. And it may be something that triggers you emotionally and then you want to hate on it, which is fine. I understand that. But yeah, short form content, man, it can get brutal sometimes. Let's see. Ronald, you're my favorite superhero. I give the people what they need. Sweet. All right, guys, we've been going for about an hour and a half. I really appreciate all you guys do for me. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys want to use the links below, Whatnot, if you guys want to sign up for Whatnot, get $15 off of your first purchase. If you want to buy some poly bags, whatever. I hate advertising to you guys, but it truly lets me live my dream and lets me make more content. So thank you guys for being here. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat. And I can answer them in a long form video or just next time we see each other. But really, guys, thank you so much for being here. And you guys have an awesome day. Really appreciate everything you guys do for me. Thank you. Bye.